Hold on.
Good afternoon from Actifio World Headquarters. I'm Peter Ross.
Jason Brown.
And Chris Murphy.
So I'm back. Jay is back, but he's too important.
Sorry, who are you again?
Today, I know. So, by the way, if you watched last week's On-Tech, I had a bone to pick with these guys, talking about replacements and things like that.
Hey, whoa, we got a little comfortable on set.
Yeah.
Having a good time. Beer was flowing. Good conversation.
Yeah.
I think Murph and I got rave reviews.
Yeah.
I had to take back my
Heard
like
from
on the
multiple
YouTube page because of what I heard on that, okay?
Oh, that hurt. But can I just say a quick on-camera thank you to Mr. Jason Brown. Not only do we miss him on his vacation, but look what he came back with.
Wow.
My very own Treehouse glass. I'm honored.
Honorary member.
Yep, I really appreciate it. I'm going to put this on eBay. Anyone out there want to give me a good offer? I definitely will hear you. Just email, comment, and we'll be happy to see what we have available. But thank you, Jason.
That hurts.
This really means a lot. Being part of the Actifio On-Tech crew.
That is when you know you've made it.
Thank you.
Chris, you don't have one yet, though.
I don't have it.
The only problem with it is it's empty. There's nothing in
We
it.
can
Well,
fix that.
The man here
Yeah.
on your left, my right, can help us with that.
That's right. So thanks to our good friend Gio, we have Tilted Barn Cactus.
He's a good friend.
Well,
When he gives you that beer, he is.
I'm not going to say anything more.
Okay.
This is a double IPA, brewed in Rhode Island. Switch it up from our usual Massachusetts focus.
By the way, it's hashtag IPA day today.
Wow.
Happy
IPA
IPA day today.
Wow. Happy double IPA day today. Double down on that
I
hashtag.
didn't want any of that. That's cool.
No,
Yeah,
that's fine.
you're
By the
good.
way,
Off camera.
we've got the
Hey,
three.
quiet camera guy.
We do have the three Stooges today: Mo, Curly, Larry, with Shemp behind the camera today. So, as well, keep that in mind. But cheers,
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Welcome back, Jason.
cheers,
Good to have you
Gio.
back on the set. Jay, we'll see when you come back.
It beats a lot back.
Yeah. Ooh, that
Nice little bite to it.
holy hashtag IPA.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you, Gio.
So, gentlemen,
appreciate
what are we talking about today?
Well, there's a lot of course, tech news every day. We've covered a lot of the hot topics in the last couple of weeks, but I know what jumped out at me, and I know I'm throwing a little sleight of hand because you know me as the old school newspaper guy
there it is.
Every time.
hiding behind
Thank you.
my fancy laptop, which happens to be an Apple laptop. That's what the company provides us with.
How appropriate.
Very
For your
appropriate.
topic.
So I'm sure by now, you, our loyal audience, has seen the big tech news of the day. Apple has become the world's first ever $1 trillion market cap company, which is incredible.
It's incredible.
Yeah, so
It really is.
they did surpass, I think it was a $207 per share price.
Something like that.
Yeah, they have over 4.8 billion shares outstanding, and just incredible, financial results that they just announced in their fiscal third quarter. And wow, I wish I had bought
Well, I
more
think
of that
it was
stock.
interesting, right? Because they did a little trickery. They recalculated their shares the other day before this announcement.
Yeah.
Right? And that bumped the number up as well, I believe. But yeah, I mean,
But the interesting thing about them, okay, just as we're going to talk a little bit about Apple, we talked about them a little bit last week about the whole throttling issue.
Yep.
I think the remarkable stat that came out of their recent financial results, of course, beyond this $1 trillion market cap, is that they have an enormous amount of software and service business that continues to grow. So a lot of people associate them, of course, just as a
consumer business.
hardware.
Consumer hardware.
Right, and so you can see that they're starting to kind of gravitate to where that that business profitability is with cloud, Apple Care, their App Store, Apple Pay. So a lot of other software and service offerings that will continue to allow them to grow. So now, do you think given these, you've heard of the term the FANG companies, FANG?
Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Google.
Cool, yeah. Who's the next
Amazon.
one? Who's the next one? Yeah, it's Amazon. Is it Amazon or Apple?
There's two A's.
Oh,
It's
FANG.
Hey,
Yeah.
bang.
So
Who's going to be next? I don't know.
Yeah, who's gonna be the next
Amazon or
trillion
Google?
dollar
It's gonna
winner?
be
I don't-
Amazon or Google.
yeah, I think Google.
Pinterest or Airbnb?
You think they're going to go to a trillion?
That's why you're a Shemp.
Yeah, that's. No, I
Come
think
on.
Quiet from behind the
in reality, I mean, I think that Amazon is at roughly $900 billion valuation,
Close.
so they're getting close.
What's Google at? I don't even know.
800 billion.
Oh, so
And then Facebook took a mega hit in the last couple
Facebook's
weeks,
hurting.
dropping 20%.
Yeah, Facebook's hurting.
And they're beating on some of their acquisitions, like WhatsApp that they bought for $22 billion, turning to that subsidiary and saying, "Hey, let's start to turn
make some money."
turn
Yeah,
some
they're
revenue,
starting to-
right?
well, they're starting to
Yeah,
love ads.
honeymoon's over. Let's go. We need you to
Right.
step up."
Right.
So, do you think that Apple can maintain this
No.
this
Well,
growth trajectory? Because there are analysts out there who think that they should be a $275 a share stock. I mean, you know,
I don't know.
It's-
I mean,
that's
I
pretty
think it will
hefty.
all depend on how this new MacBook Pro refresh goes.
Yeah.
I think that will have a big influence on it. I think that also, as you said, they're trying to focus on more software business.
Yeah.
As you know, with in our world, right, with that software, 100% margin, much less overhead. So if they focus on those businesses more and invest in those businesses, then I think they certainly could get up there. 275 though, that seems really high.
that would put them at 1.3 trillion.
Yeah.
And you know, you have, at least in the hardware space, you know, Lenovo is making big strides.
Yeah, the cell phone business.
yeah.
Right? The iPhone is I
Right.
mean,
There's Samsung out there.
it's plateaued. Right?
Yep, chomping away. So I think you're right. They have to make that transition more into the software space.
Yeah.
And I think there's no one better out there in terms of, you know, software engineers. Chris Murphy could probably
Oh.
take them to the promised land.
Ah,
I mean,
No, he's
So-
sorry,
I'm
he,
spoken for.
he has a lifetime
Oh.
contract
See
here.
Oh,
If you
okay.
didn't know.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right.
So he's not allowed to leave.
No.
He's got skeletons in his closet.
He's a
I'm
Galaxy
telling
guy
you.
anyway, isn't he? He was talking about
That's
Galaxy
right.
last week.
Yeah.
So,
no iPhone
oh, the
today.
joke.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a great joke. So, if you were watching on Tech last week and you missed it, great beer joke by Chris. Went totally over Peter's head.
I'm just a neophyte. That's why
He's
I'm
getting
Shemp.
there. He's getting there.
I'm a Three Stooges of
No, you're
IPAs.
curly. You're curly.
Curly.
You're curly.
Because of this thick head of hair.
Exactly. 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 By the way, it is Thursday at Actifio, and we have Beer Cart Thursday, so shout out to the ISR team.
Yeah. thank
Jen
you.
Green and Jackie Loach.
Here's
Put a
to
little
our ISR
margaritas,
team.
tequila, Corona,
Cheers.
and the
Thirsty Thursday.
ways. So cheers to you guys as well. So, Chris, you had an interesting topic which kind of relates to our business. Let's talk about it.
Sure. Yeah. So in terms of smaller acquisitions than an Apple-sized company, but still quite a lot of money, Duo Security was bought by Cisco for $2.4 billion.
Wow.
If you're not familiar, Duo is a two-factor authentication company, amongst other things. We here at Actifio use Duo as well. So,
Is that who we use for like our Gmail, Google stuff?
yep. So we can do it through Gmail as well, but we also do it to access all our corporate infrastructure, customer
Okay.
access. So when you log on and you enter your username and password, we get a prompt sent to the phone, and you have to accept
Right,
it,
the code.
and then that goes in. So what that does is give you an additional layer of protection, right? If someone steals my password, they don't have my phone, hopefully. So they try to log in, they get rejected, and then I know I have to change my password.
Right.
So do you think at any point we're ever going to actually need passwords? I mean, why wouldn't you just get an automatic, temporary password every time you log into a site?
There are movements towards that for sure. A lot of people treat email as basically a login, so you
Yep.
can just say, okay, I know I am chris.murphy@actifio.com.
Yep.
Right, that's one.
Uh,
Passwords to.
It's got everything.
Send
right?
it to me, yeah.
So
that way you would never have to remember a password again.
just click the link and you're in.
Yep.
So companies have done that. I think passwords have been a huge problem in the past, and they will continue to be. So.
Side question for you guys on that. Do you guys, when I'm in my Google Chrome and a thing pops up says, "Do you want to save this password?" Do you guys ever save it?
Never.
Never.
Always say never.
I use
You
an external password manager. So
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, the
Wow,
engineer over here,
engineering,
right? This is the
security
software
guy.
um,
Wow, you're so cool.
What do you
I know,
use?
I'm awesome.
Tell us all
Yeah.
about it.
Awesome.
there's a company called OnePass.
Okay, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah,
Is that what I use when I drive down the Mass Pike?
That
No.
would be different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
An
Yeah.
easy.
Although if you
Oh,
give me
Easy
access
Pass.
to that, let me know.
Okay, you want to borrow mine?
Yeah. So it's interesting. I think Cisco has purchased quite a few companies in the past, and their products have kind of gone
Not
nowhere.
done well,
So
right.
us at Actifio might be looking around for, okay, is Duo going to drop off the face of the earth now, or what's going to happen?
Oh,
But
interesting.
either way, $2.4 billion. That's quite an investment for them to make.
Yeah, I agree.
a
Any
customer.
nasty email sent to chris.murphy@actifio.com.
Yes, that's 3 eyes in Actifio.
So for my topic today, we decided to choose one each. I've talked on here before about video games and things like that. I'm an engineer at heart, nerd at heart. I found today that this company called Arcade 1UP is actually offering arcade consoles for $300.
Okay.
That comes preloaded with 3 to 5 games on it. So if you ever
These are
want
classic arcade.
classic arcade, so
Donkey Kong.
Street Fighter,
Ooh.
3 versions of Street Fighter.
Wow.
They had like Turbo,
Yeah.
they had like all those crazy ones. But things like, let's see, there's one with Asteroids, Tempest, Major Havoc, and Lunar Lander, like really old school.
So for $300 for the
One
that's
with
a pretty good deal.
Rampage, Gauntlet, Joust, and Defender.
Nice.
Rampage was awesome. I used to
Rampage is the
love
best.
playing Rampage.
I like Defender myself.
Another one with Centipede, Crystal Castles, Missile Command, and Millipede.
Yep.
They had one with Final Fight, Ghosts and Goblins, 1944.
Does Centipede have the
Inside.
rolling ball?
Let's see. Yeah, there's a rolling
wow.
ball on the
Yeah.
console.
Oh, wow.
That's legit.
So
and Goblins.
it's interesting because you can buy these consoles today with like 200 games loaded on, but they're like $500 to $1,000. You could build your own
Sure.
with like a Raspberry Pi, but that's still like probably going to cost you. When you think about all the woodworking, the controls, stuff, hundreds if not $1,000. So it's interesting that they're offering this at $300 as kind of a starter kit to get it in place. Now it's a what they call a bar size, so it sits on the bar, but they sell an extender, so you actually can be a stand-up version as well.
cool.
It comes with a 17-inch LCD screen, so you don't have the old CRT in there where you can get electrocuted. So if you ever worked on these old arcade game machines, the monitors themselves were very dangerous because of the wiring. You could actually electrocute yourself.
Well, that's when you were trying to short circuit the system so you didn't have to put the quarters in.
No.
So you probably deserved that electric shock.
But,
I'm guessing.
but honestly, they're very, very dangerous because they're exposed in the back. All the wiring is there. There's a lot of metal.
Yeah.
And you could really seriously hurt yourself.
Perfect thing for kids to play with.
Right. So the fact that they're offering these on LCD screens,
Oh, got it.
which is super, super safe and obviously
Yeah.
better quality, better resolution, etc., is pretty neat. And you can think about it as an engineer at heart. Think about if you got a hold of one of these things, how could you manipulate it? Say, oh, I can
Might have to
add,
get a few more games on there.
right? I can
Yeah.
add a couple hundred games on that bad boy, get it rolling, and start going. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I would potentially buy one of these.
I think we should put it right here in the office. I
It's only $300.
think you're onto something.
Can we expense that?
I don't know.
Well,
Can
we'll
we?
have to skip.
Where's our
treehouse
finance
budgets.
team? We need the finance team. Where they at?
Maybe we'll have a bake sale.
There you go.
We could do that.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Sell cookies and brownies.
It'd be a lot of fun, especially I think the Rampage one would be my favorite. I used to love that game.
Ghosts and Goblins.
Is this company offering additional games that you can get?
No,
Once you...
So there's
no. So
upgrades?
they're fixed cabinets with fixed games.
Interesting.
Now I know there's another company out there with a similar model. They do have like 200 games on it.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the company. I've seen it before, and they're all classic ones. So all these ones I've mentioned are on there, plus others. That might be a good office investment.
I like Golden Tee, Galaga.
Galaga. Classic.
All right, so Paul. So what is your favorite arcade game?
You can call me Peter next time. But yeah, my favorite one of all time.
Say quick poll.
What my favorite one? Galaga. I just said.
Galaga, really?
Yeah. What's wrong with Galaga?
Game sucks.
That really hurt. Not only did you call me Paul.
No,
but
I said
you
poll.
You said my game sucks.
He said quick poll.
I said quick poll.
I thought you said quick, Paul. I'm like,
No,
relax.
quick
You know.
poll.
Maybe
Is that
maybe it's-
Boston accent?
Maybe I've had too much IPA.
Or we were watching. We were just watching that.
I like Galaga.
That
I
fish
just played it
video.
at a friend's house, and
Yeah.
I kicked butt.
Chris, what do you think yours? If you had
I mean,
to choose.
that's such a hard question, but I am an Asteroids man.
Yeah.
Keep it old school.
See, for me, it was always there was this game called NHL 2-on-2 Open Ice,
Oh.
and it was actually the NBA Jam for ice hockey. And I used to pump money in that thing like you
Ooh,
wouldn't believe.
Quarters would
Well,
disappear.
I'll tell you, to be honest with you, I would actually, because I am old school, you just reminded me of my favorite arcade game, Bubble Hockey. I
painting
mean,
on the
I
cable.
love
Oh,
Bubble
dude,
Hockey.
Bubble hockey's great.
Is it USA
Bubble
versus
hockey.
Russia, right?
Yeah, bubble
It's
hockey.
awesome.
Bubble hockey.
I mean, you need a little hip, get your hip into that thing. You can move that puck around.
The problem is though, you need two people for it. you know?
I get
It's
it,
tough.
but it's just, it's.
Do you have one at home?
real.
Paul had a
I
lot
don't.
of friends growing up, so two was no problem.
I had one friend.
There's
so-
Peter and Paul.
And I had a younger brother and my sister Mary.
There you go. Little Catholic joke there for all you.
That's a song.
It didn't go over my head. I actually got that one. Thank you.
Awesome.
So I think we should get one for the office. Maybe that should be our next
well, I think
episode.
we should look into that.
I think Gio should buy us one.
I'll do it.
He's rich,
Oh, come on.
so he's all day. Oh, well, okay. Don't be so modest, buddy. So with that, I think we're at our time limit again. Another Actifio on-Tech successfully completed. Happy IPA Day.
Cheers.
Happy Beer Car Thursday. And cheers to all you Actifians out there.
And thank
Cheers.
you for my my trios class. Really
Cheers.
proud of that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
I'm waiting on mine, so it's okay.
You have a few
I'll
more
just drink.
episodes to go before you earn it.
Well, wait, how was the beer, by the way?
Oh, the beer itself? The Cactus? How is this?
Yeah,
Boy, I
he's-
wish you could try some.
I like it. I mean, I think it's kind of sweet actually, but you always give a very detailed, descriptive.
When you
yeah.
I
it's like
haven't-
the
I-
nose and the flavor.
Well, I haven't had much Tilted Barn, to be honest. It's actually kind of hard to get. It's in Rhode Island. It's actually a farm, right, that has created this beer. and you line. They only sell 2 days a week, I think, right?
Fridays and Saturdays.
Fridays and Saturdays for a couple hours, and they actually limit the amount of cans they sell in each day to have enough allotments for each day. And it's a farm where there's farm dogs running around and
everywhere.
everything,
Wow.
and people can drink on
Is this
site,
near
I believe,
Narragansett?
as well.
Where is this?
It's
It's on the
down
water?
Route 4.
Yeah.
It's about 20 minutes away from Newport.
Cool.
Yeah. So I haven't had them much. I think I've only had one other beer from them before.
Love Newport.
Cactus is one of their more popular. I know they have like the other one, the Chosen one. They have DDH versions. The DDH Chosen one I've heard is awesome.
I've heard DDH Cactus is amazing.
Is it?
You are like the Rain Man of beer. You can name every
It's,
brewery, like all the. I mean, there's so many names. You know, there's so
for
many
me, I think
types.
it's a talent. You ask my wife, it's a sickness. So
Yeah.
you know how it goes.
Yep.
But anyway, I like this. I do. I could crush a few of these. It does have a little bite. It reminds you a little bit of like a tornado.
Yep.
From Treehouse because
It
it does
is a
have a
little
little.
older, by the way, too.
Does have a little bite to it.
Can't tell because there's no date. So
It's a mo-
That's true. They don't stand.
Who
for
brought
cans.
this? You brought it, Chris?
I did.
Gio.
It's
Gio
about-
Gio brought it.
It's
Yeah.
about a month.
Thank you, Gio.
A month and a half or so old.
Yeah.
it's got a great mouthfeel, goes down easy.
Yeah, super
But a
smooth.
nice little bite.
Super smooth, a little bite. So it does remind me of tornado.
Thank you for that,
from
Gio.
Treehouse.
Cheers.
So enjoy it. So
Cheers.
thanks,
Salud.
Gio,
Salud.
and cheers to everyone.
Buonasera.
What is it?
Buonasera.
Buonasera. All right, everyone. Have a great week. We'll see you next Thursday.
Thank you.